What's good? This is Kelby Cannon, publisher of Makin It Magazine, and we are now live with the Senior National Director of Promotions and Urban over at Interscope Record, my man, Amir Boyd. Make some motherfucking noise. What's good with you, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing, bro?
Doing good. So here's the thing, like, I like to do things a little different, like, because I think we have a lot of these conversations, especially you guys do a lot of these interviews, have these conversations, and we talk about the industry so much, and we talk about relationships and all that stuff. So, like, we're going to get to the industry shit, but I like to go back and start at the beginning. What year were you born in?
74.
74. All right. And you originally from D.C.?
Yeah, so here's a fun fact. So I was originally born in Detroit on the west side, but I can't claim Detroit because my peoples moved to D.C. when I was like 13 months. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really claim Detroit. But yeah, so D.C., Maryland area, that's where I'm from.
Okay, I'm similar. I was born in Phoenix, but I was raised in Indianapolis. So similar situation. Yeah, got you. So, all right, so coming to age in the 80s in the DMV.
Yeah.
10 years old, 1984. Mm-hmm. What did a young Amir want to be when he grew up?
So at 10 years old, I thought I was going to be in the NFL. Like, I played football, and I was really good at it. And I thought I was on my way. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my thing, playing football. But however, also at 10 years old, I knew I wanted to be in the music business. At 10 years old, I believe I'm either in the 5th grade. Yeah, 4th or 5th grade. And I remember having career day and this big yellow piece of paper with all these careers on it. They had TV, radio, broadcasting, you know, as a career, and I knew then that I wanted to be in. And then, you know, movies like Crush Groove and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, kind of made me want to be in it too, because I was already in love with music, but I was seeing, like, you know, the executives like Russell Simmons and people like that. I didn't want to be the artist. I wanted to be the ones that I thought Russell was the man. So yeah, 10 years old, that's what I was on.
That's interesting. So, like, all right, so at what point did the entertainment industry overtake your love for football, or with football being that primary target?
So when I got in high school, I didn't always apply myself like I should have, you know, playing, you know, in high school, you know what I'm saying? Very smart, like, you know, but I mean, I didn't always apply myself like I should have.
Right.
So, I mean, a couple of years I might make the honor roll, then I might just be on some fucking shit, you know what I'm saying? So the sports thing kind of was like turning into something that I just really like to do, but I only played 1 year high school football and ran track. All the other years I was either doing Boys and Girls Club, you know, I might not have had the grades or whatever to play high school. So I began to see the football thing just not really be a thing, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, I still was really good at it. But, you know, when you doing sports though, you really need, I mean, I guess with anything, but especially with sports, like, you really need a supporting cast. Like, you need a family unit of people that's going to be pushing you and making sure you don't do certain things. For me, the music business thing, it was something that I knew eventually I was going to end up doing. And I fuck around and spoke that into existence one day, because I went to college to be a history teacher. But one day, randomly, you know, walking down the street with one of the homies smoking, I was just like, man, I'm about to go work for Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and Jay-Z and them. And he looked at me like I was crazy.
Right.
But this was in college, and I had already started throwing parties. So to me, it was when I started throwing parties. That's what made me be like, man, I'm about to do this music shit.
Right.
I didn't even know how, but I just knew that, you know what I'm saying, that was something that I wanted to be in. And I mean, and all I was doing at that point was just throwing parties in my house and charging people $5 all you could drink.
Right. And that brings me to a interesting question I was going to ask you, is like that first entertainment bag, that first bag in the industry, the unofficial one, the first, not 1099, like the first, like, what was that first bag for you that made you say, all right, this shit might work?
So throwing the parties in my house I can't remember how much money I made doing that. But when I took it outside of my house and I rented this place for $400, and I spent $100 for a bus to go pick up all the college kids at my school and other college campuses around my school, and then when I spent $200 on, on kegs, a beer, spent another $150 or maybe another $200 on liquor, and then when I left home that night with $4,000 in college, that was it. That was like the first time I got an unofficial bag of money in the entertainment business. To me, clubs and partying and all that shit is part of the entertainment business. So that was like the first time. After that, I was like, oh nah, I'm about to keep this shit going. Um, that was like, again, that was like my first time getting some money doing something like that, some real money that, at that
Right.
time I thought was real money. So that was it for me, and that had to have been probably like 1994.
Right. And that, that's interesting, like what you just said with the real money, because it's like, is this whole concept of what's real money? Because like part of it is like, no matter what you consider, like that ain't no real money. It's somebody right now stressed out trying to figure out how to come up with it. So
Absolutely.
real money is all context. It's all where you at in your life.
Absolutely.
And so now like you're doing the parties, you just stretched out from there. What was that? How long were you doing that before you got that first industry bag, that first 1099?
Okay, so I'm throwing the parties. I have a kid. I drop out of school. I'm still throwing parties every now and again, but nothing like I was at first. And then I end up having all kinds of jobs, bro. You know what I'm saying? I end up working for the Department of Defense. You know what I mean? I end up working at the MCI Center where the Washington Wizards would play at. I end up having a job at a grocery store, and what ended up happening was the Department of Defense job, some old stuff that I had done in my past came up, and then when I was working at the Giant grocery store and the MCI Center, again. Well, let me back up, because when I lost that job at the Department of Defense, I told them this was going to be my last office job, and I was going to go work for the radio station. I ain't have no idea how I was going to go work for the radio station, but I've been speaking shit into my life since I was in the 5th grade, since I was 5 or 6 years old. I mean, since I was 10 years old. So I've been speaking shit. So with this radio shit, I ain't had no idea. I got the 2 jobs, MCI Center and a Giant. My homegirl called me. She's like, yo, the radio station hiring. She went to college with me, so she knew I was good at promoting and getting people to do stuff for me. They hire me. I go in there and sell myself. I get the job. And this not no money per se, but this is the opportunity that I needed to get my foot in the music business officially. You know what I'm saying? And again, I was working part-time, but I learned how to do so much at that radio station that I made myself an asset to the company. And so much so that they started another company in Baltimore, and then that's when I got my full-time professional first, like, somewhat title, again, in the music business as an assistant promotion director at an X1057 radio station in Baltimore. That was like the first step, right? And again, you know what I'm saying? Again, back then I'm thinking, oh shit, I'm making some real money. You know what I mean? I probably was making like $20,000 a year, something like that. I had benefits and shit like that. So again, I'm thinking I'm making some real money, and that was like the first time I was able to say, I was a manager of something. You know what I mean? In the music business.
Yeah, one of the interesting things that comes to mind is, as you're telling that, is like just the importance of speaking things into existence and really putting that work in, and the fact that you went and worked at the radio station and it wasn't no money. Like it was an opportunity to learn. It was opportunity, and I feel like that's one of the things that this generation is robbed of, is because everybody posts the paychecks and all of these things. Don't nobody post about the internships. So it's like this skewed view that like everybody's supposed to come in just making buku dollars and all this shit. And so a lot of times they like missing out on those opportunities to actually gain the knowledge to become of value.
Yeah, I had this conversation, not to cut you off, but I had this conversation with somebody on Twitter a couple of months back, and we was talking about how, paid internships, like, what I'm saying, it's kind of like diluted the business in a sense, what I'm saying, because, I never was an intern, but I made like $4.25 an hour before, what I'm saying, right. Working in this business, giving in, only being paid for 20 hours, but putting in 100 hours a week, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like an intern, you know what I mean? And I feel like, if you're not coming in the business hungry and all you want is this check, then you miss out on like where you could potentially be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because all the interns get paid a lot of times in this business, and hopefully this is changing. I know we're making a change at our company, but you may get somebody who's not passionate about what it is they doing, they interning for. They just want an internship and they want some money. Well, see, when you passionate about something, it don't even money. It's like something you see in your peripheral, because you know forward that you need to take care of this opportunity. I knew going into that radio station that I wasn't going to be making no money, but I figured out some other ways to make money with the radio station. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in there. You know what I mean? I figured out some other ways. So, but I knew that opportunity was going to lead me to another opportunity. Lo and behold, the people who hold my position now, that I am right now, I saw them coming into the radio station. And I was like, that's the job I want. They wasn't working at the radio station. They was working at the record labels. That's the job I want. Okay, I'm going to keep going doing this until I get to the job that I want. And that's exactly what happened. So again, I speak this shit into existence, but it came with the work too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just say, I believe in God, but you can't just say, God help me with this, and then you're not doing your part too.
Right. No, and I think that speaks volumes. Is like, because every step of the journey, like, you always had something that you were, what's next. And I think that's the thing is it's important you can be happy without being content.
Absolutely.
Like, be appreciative of where you at, but also plotting your next move.
Absolutely.
So with the position in Baltimore, like, what was the next step in the journey from there to actually getting into that radio promotions, the promotion side of things at the labels?
So from there, again, when I was in DC doing radio, when I was in Baltimore doing radio, I'm seeing the same people. You know what I'm saying? The radio station in Baltimore went off the air. I was already trying to get to Atlanta to be the promotion director there.
Right.
B103. And I had applied for the job and interviewed and everything, but they didn't hire me. They hired somebody else. It's okay, because the radio station in Baltimore ended up going off the air on March 7th of 2003 at 11 o'clock. At 12:30, the GM at V103 called me and said, I got a job for you in Atlanta if you want it. And I moved to Atlanta on March 27th of 2003. Again, now I already got DC, I got Baltimore, now I'm about to get Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And I helped create this space in Atlanta. You know what I mean? With V103, they allowed me to do what I was doing in Baltimore, give me a street team, all this stuff that the Atlanta radio street team still do today. Like, I don't want to say I can take credit for it, but I help implement a lot of shit that happens at, especially at V103, till this day, when it comes to promotions. So again, I'm seeing a different set of people now that do the same things and same jobs that I wanted in DC and Baltimore, because they locally and regionally in Atlanta now. So I'm beginning to work with them. I'm beginning to do stuff with them. I'm beginning to see them. Still, this is a job that was on my mind, and I was still setting it up so that at some point I'm gonna get into this music business on the label side, and that's exactly what happened.
Right.
But I left radio to go do marketing for DTLR first. So I left the promotions job in Atlanta at V103 to go do DTLR. I saw my potential going somewhere else, but still staying in the same realm of the business because DTLR sells clothes, music. I mean, it's clothes, shoes, and urban lifestyle stuff. But they also sold music, and they attribute it to SoundScan. That's what made me go over there because I knew I was gonna still be in the music, and I could use my relationships that I gained from radio over there at DTLR. That's exactly what I did. Help open up their first 8 or 9 stores. Started a street team, all woman street team, all kinds of shit. You know, we doing shit, we doing community stuff, all of that. And then I ended up on the record side because I got a call from Kevin Lyles to come interview, flew me up to his house, interview me, just really to see if we could kick it. We kicked it.
Right.
Next thing you know, I'm working at Atlantic Records and working with Bad Boy and everybody else over at Atlantic Records.
You know, what's interesting is like I moved down to Atlanta around 2005, and I was like, "What the hell is a DTLR?" Like,
yeah.
like, cause it was like DTLR was that spot, like it was like a part of the culture down here. Like, as far as like you come in, it's like a Foot Locker, it's like the record store. It was very prevalent in the culture down here in the community. And that was something that was very different to me, like, because I moved down from Indianapolis. And so, like, with you, like, kind of explaining that, it gives a lot more context because it was, I don't think I've never really seen any other chains.
There's no chain that does it like them, bro. I mean, considering the fact that they attribute it to SoundScan, bro. So back then, you had to go buy your CDs from a record store.
Right.
But DTLR had them too. So when you bought your sneakers, you could buy your CD too. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that I made sure. And don't get it twisted. Like, they was doing that in Baltimore and DC already. I just helped them do it in Atlanta.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when I got to Atlanta, I knew that I could help them do it, and I could make it better than it was in probably the other cities because I was gonna have a whole street team of girls and out here promoting shit. We're going to do community service stuff, making DTLR do what they do, but the Atlanta way.
Right. All right. So now you at Atlantic. What was the first project that you was tasked with?
So the first record that I got when I got to Bad Boy was Them Boys in the Hood. So
oh man,
yeah,
that was easy money. I remember when that shit dropped.
yeah, that was the first one. That was the first one. And it was. So
now, here's the question I'm gonna ask you. Like, in all full transparency, right? So you went from sports to knowing that you wanted to get into entertainment to having the office job and to getting in at radio up in Baltimore, down to Atlanta, down to doing the promotion and marketing over at DTLR, and now the opportunity comes for like what at this point in time I feel like was the ultimate goal with getting in on the label side of things. And you get handed this first project, and we can look back in retrospect, like with Jeezy and everything, like, but at the time, like, these was a relatively unknown group of artists with this record. Were you nervous on day one?
I feel like if you're not nervous in something that you're passionate about, then you shouldn't be doing it no more. So of course I was nervous, but I knew all I needed to know was learn the language, and I was able to do that. So to me, it again, if you're not nervous, I don't think you should be doing it. And that was just the way I looked at things, man. So I use nervousness as a reason to go harder. You know what I'm saying? I don't use nervousness as a reason to fold. You know what I mean? Folding ain't never been something that I even understood. So it was all about execution and learning the language. You know what I mean? Of course, I asked people that I know that was in this business. They told me that I would be good at it, and I knew I would be good at it because everything I've ever done that I'm passionate about, I've been good at it. So, yeah. Again, I think if you're not nervous about something that you're passionate about, then you need to stop doing it.
I think that's a great point because I think that unassuredness is what makes you go harder. Like, because
Mm-hmm.
with the artists, like with artists, the artists who, and I just jokingly posted up something on the gram, like, I'm the Kevin Samuels of rap. Like, you got to rate yourself as an artist on a scale of 1 to 10, and you can't use 7. And all of the artists are like 10, 10, 9, 10. I'm like, then you must not be that. Like, if you just think that you that, like, you can't be working to get better if you think you already your best you. And
Man,
and it's that little bit of unassuredness that makes the next person go harder.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I think when an artist though, it's a little different because I wouldn't want to be with an artist who didn't feel like they was a 10. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I want them to understand that they can grow, but I don't want to be with an artist who feels like, man, I'm a 6 right now. Fuck that.
Mm.
I want my artist to have a different kind of ego. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're a star, you need to make sure you're giving that off.
Right.
See, the artist part is easy. Being a star is something that you almost can't teach nobody how to be a star, yo.
Mm.
So, yeah, that's just something I think about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that
Um,
brings up something interesting, like, because people are volatile. Like, you don't know how people gonna react to anything. Like, especially like when it comes to like this marketing and promotion and stuff. Is
hmm
like we can put forth our best effort and it still not catch.
hmm
Like, because you just don't know what the people are gonna respond to.
hmm
Can you think of a specific record or artist project that you had that you in your heart just felt like, yo, this is it, but it just didn't catch? Like that one record, that one act, what would that be?
I think Young LA had a record called Elroy that we thought was gonna go
Mm,
right after Ain't I? And I think what happened, two things. Michael Jackson died. I think
mm,
that meant, but also he made a shift in his career too. You know what I'm saying? But I thought that song was gonna be out of here. I thought kids were gonna be singing it, and back then we ain't had social media, so I felt like it was just gonna be big on its own. But um, man, I probably got a ton of records like that. You know what I'm saying? That I thought that was gonna work. But see, like you said, sometimes the people, they decide. You know what I'm saying? They decide what's gonna be popular, and the labels a lot of times be wrong. You know what I mean? But then it could also be some other circumstances that make it different too. There's just so many different variables, especially nowadays, man. You know what I mean? It could be so many different things. Yes, Rico was on that record. Yep, Rico was on that record with Young LA called Elroy, and it should have been out of here, bro. I mean, I felt like this is kind of like totally off topic, but a lot of these people, these young artists like Lil Uzi and all of them, they
mm.
owe Young LA a check.
Yeah, like, and it's a couple artists that are like that came in with something different, that
hmm
popularized something different, but they didn't get the flowers for it. They shifted
Yep,
the whole culture,
yep,
but didn't get the flowers for it.
yep,
And
yep.
I think it comes down to, like, even like you said, like with that follow up record, is like, in the immortal words of Three Stacks, you can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather.
Yeah, I
It's
say that
like,
all the time, bro. Especially when it comes to this music shit.
yeah, like the ground can shift from up under you. And so, like, so here's the reason why, like, I wanted to go really just back into like your all the way back, starting from day one, in school and where you from, is because, like, a lot of times we had these conversations about the music industry, and I feel like a huge important thing is relationships.
hmm
And we talk about relationships, but then we also don't try to get to know people. Like we know people for their titles. We know people for where they're at. You know, more their LinkedIn than they Facebook. You feel me? And so that's why I wanted to have this conversation.
During your tour after, it's scented. You have citrus, eucalyptus,
Peppermint. No, my bad, bro. I'm about to get my little sauna on. But yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So like that's what I wanted to like just bring you in and have a real conversation, because I want people to get to know the people behind the titles. Not just, oh, he's over at Grand Hustle, or he's over at Interscope, he's over at Atlantic. Like, who is Amir Boyd? You feel me? A retired sneakerhead. So before we get out of here, I wanted to run something by you, because this is one of the things that because I feel like one of the challenges when talking to like a lot of independent artists is getting them to understand like the necessity
basically you can change this tone
of marketing and promotion
by just pressing that button at the top. If you look right here on the side, it says the different tone for your sweats. There's different chromotherapy features. They're right here. The color options are here. You can tell me which one you like though.
Blue.
Sure.
Right there, yeah.
All right, awesome. So you'll have an hour. I'm going to set the timer above you. Right there is an iPad for entertainment. Of course, you have your towels right there and towels in there. Next door is that vitamin C infused shower that you can take. You take 45 minutes to sweat in the sauna, then the remaining time you use to take that shower.
All right, cool.
Within there, that panel is how you adjust your temperature. Just don't touch the power button because we need to keep it rotating.
Okay, all right, cool.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, that's it.
All right, awesome.
Yo.
Yeah, my bad.
Before we get you good. Before we get up out of here, we're just going like this quick little exercise to do, because as a retired sneakerhead, I think you would give some good answers to this, right? So I try to explain the importance of marketing and promotion to like a lot of independents, and so here's what I want you to do. Like I'm gonna tell you a shoe, and you just tell me a roundabout price that you would expect it to sell for.
Okay.
All right. So I got a number 9 Jordan.
A number 9 Jordan. Man, I ain't really a fan of the 9s like that. So I'm gonna say probably like 200.
All right, 200. Now, if I tell you that they're originals and not a reissue.
Oh yeah, no, them shit's probably gonna be like maybe like, you know what I'm saying, maybe 2,500.
All right. Now, what if I say like they're considerably worn, like B-, like you can tell.
Maybe about at the least there'd be no less than 700.
All right. Now, what if I tell you that they're reasonably worn, and they were worn by Jordan in Game 5 of the finals?
Oh no, them shit's probably about 100,000.
Right. And so like this is the whole exercise. It's the same shoe, same laces, same leather, same rubber. All of it is the same, but the value just shifted based on the ideas that I put in your head.
Absolutely.
And that's what marketing is.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're tasked with doing as marketers and as promotion people, is creating those experiences and putting those new ideas in people's heads.
Yeah, that was wonderful, bro. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. For me, everything is about the experience. You know what I'm saying? Every single thing I do. I mean, even with me hanging out with my kids, you know what I'm saying? I was just having this conversation with my daughter the other day. I flew to New York to take her out for her birthday, right? And me and her were talking about her gifts and things of that nature. And she was like, Daddy, you know, I'm like you. I really would like just to have the experience. And my other daughter, she want the money. She want the sneakers. She want this. She want that. You know what I'm saying? But this one, she like, man, for real, I want the experience. So whatever we do, I want to make sure it's an experience. Even if it's going out to dinner to a spot that she's never been to before. To her, to me, that's an experience. So I'm all about the experience. And what you just created through that little segment, you took me several different places and just talked about the same thing and just added and took away and added and took away and created the experience so I could tell you the value of it. Bro, that's I try to do that every day with my life, bro. Every single thing. That's why it's so easy for me to be passionate about certain things, because, you know, I'm a big Dallas Cowboys fan. Everybody know that. So during football season, everybody coming in my neck. Not even just regularly. Like I could run into people. They be like, "What's up, man? You know what I mean?" But
Right.
I don't mind it because they know I'm passionate about that, and they know that anything else I do, I'm gonna be just as passionate about as well. Because I'm all about creating the experience, bro. So that was amazing what you just did. I like that.
No, definitely appreciate you. Appreciate your time. And definitely, like, if you got anything that you want to let people know about that you got coming up, before we get up out of here, because I want to let you get to your experience.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to have
with
an
the
experience
stock.
right now. Nah, man, just you know, I'm working on some things that I don't really want to speak on yet. That I'm trying to do in LA to kind of bring my culture, my DC, my go-go culture to LA. I'm doing some stuff more than homecoming. But you know, professionally and work-wise, man, just check for all things Interscope. Keep supporting us. We got a lot of artists that's bringing out great music. You know, and I listen, man. I'm just trying to add to the culture as much as I can and make my mama proud. You know what I'm saying? And raise these daughters the right way. You know what I mean?
That's
So
what's
yeah,
up.
that's it.
Well, definitely appreciate you for tapping in with us. Once again, this is Live with Makin It Magazine, and we have been interviewing Amir Boyd, Senior National Director of Urban over at Interscope Records. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with them, and we out.
Appreciate you, bro.